What's up everyone? This is my new video series, CA Battle Analysis. In this series, I observe a round of battles between two players and explain PvP concepts for people who want to know more about PvP from the experience of a top player. This is part of my effort to generate more views and come up with new creative videos apart from the daily battle ones. If you don't mind, please check out my new Instagram account in the description below. I also plan to create a TikTok account in the future. Let's get on with the analysis. Today, I'm looking at the game's newest Division 10, where players have only 4 teams to fight each other with. The 2 players are Lori from the Garuda Heroes International Guild and Mendham from the Indo Pride Guild. Let's look at Lori's team first, and I'll point out anything that can be improved. Before I start, I won't comment on any IW2 that hasn't been fully developed. It is already obvious that they need development. However, I will comment if the IW2 is developed but in the wrong color scheme. First team, good Western Queen build. This is a personal preference, but I like to have Aegis Shield or Scarab Badge on my Western Queen to prevent her from dying too fast. Yasakani Magatama is still good though. With 6 divinity nodes, Oda would be better off with Death Waver and Excitement. Since PvP battles are fast-paced, Oda can't afford to take a long time to use his ultimate and turn on his Demon Lord mode. His runes should not be lightning or fire for this same reason. It is more ideal to use forest or dark runes which provide extra energy to him. I prefer forest, but I have seen other competitors use dark runes. Decent Freya build. Putting Excalibur on her is something I do since my other heroes need other equipment, and the artifact is suitable for her to wield. Good Susanoo build. Anytime heroes have Death Waver, they should use it for PvP. Dark runes are not ideal on Faust since he usually dies fast and explodes. He is better off with fire runes to deal as much damage as possible in his explosion. Dark runes are better for heroes that will survive a long, drawn-out battle. Those 2 yellow IW2 nodes need to be changed to blue to maximize his Sins Befell skill. Looking at the whole team, it's both good and bad. Western Queen is at the top of the front line, making her vulnerable to 3 points of attack, while she has no defensive equipment, like I mentioned earlier. Freya is always a good hero to pair with Oda because her battle rune helps him attack faster for his ultimate, and Susanoo is a good addition to run interference for Oda and also benefit from Freya's battle rune. Faust is in a bad position. He is swamping with no ally behind him to take advantage of the swamped and stunned enemy. Lori should focus on maxing Freya to IW 600 to further improve support to Oda and Susanoo. Second team, I don't like light runes. I view them as a last resort for tanks if a player has run out of earth or forest runes. For a hero that has been partially developed in Div 2, Lori should be dedicating the better tank resources to Leonidas. Those 3 red IW2 nodes need to change to yellow for a full physical resistance build. I don't think Ares is a PvP hero, but I understand that at the lowest division, players are still in development and working with what they have. Even though Ares is an offensive tank, he still needs tank equipment like earth or forest runes, since he is always draining his own HP for damage. His IW2 node colors should not be red. Most tanks are better with resistance colors yellow or green. Although I've seen players use Yasakani Magatama on her before, I think Idun is better being the Excalibur holder, unless the Morrigan is already holding it. Amaterasu also needs more development, not only for PvP but other game modes. Wrath is more of a PvE divinity skill. She is better off with Meteor Shower or Sprout for the Tier 1 skill, and Sunder or Gravitational Field for the Tier 2 skill. Sudarshana Chakra in Dark Runes are her boss fighting equipment, and she should have Axe of Pangu and Lightning Runes for PvP. She needs all yellow IW2 nodes, and that mix of colors is atrocious. No Excalibur on Morrigan, so either her or Adune are being wasted in potential here. I would put Excalibur on Morrigan between the two. Looking at the whole team, it is badly built. Amaterasu should be the DPS hero in that team, but she is not as developed as Ares. This makes her useless since she is not dealing enough damage, while both her and Morrigan are using team positions that can be given to other heroes who can work with Leonidas and Ares. Going forward, it looks like Lori ran out of most developed heroes and threw any remaining heroes together with as much faction bonus as possible. Third team. Arthur has the Earth Runes that Leonidas should be holding. Nothing on Camazos. Nagakanya is not fully developed, but is being built in the right direction with the right equipment. Nothing on Artemis. Good Lucifer build. The team is a waste of resources. 2 heroes have no equipment, and 2 heroes, Nagakanya and Lucifer, are better developed than Idun and Amaterasu. They should switch places to make Team 2 better, since Team 3 isn't doing much anyways. Otherwise, it is a standard team, but using Camazos in place of a tank, letting Lucifer stay back to start the battle with his Falling Star skill. However, Camazos is going to die immediately since she has nothing equipped. Team 4. It is comprised of underdeveloped heroes. Typhon has even better Earth Runes than Arthur for some reason, and those should be going to Leonidas. Pairing Odin with Typhon is questionable, since Typhon is not a type of hero to best benefit from Raven Guardian. Odin has Earth Runes too, but he should have Air Runes to use his Raven Guardian skill as fast as possible. However, this leaves him vulnerable to dying quickly compared to other tanks. This is part of why Odin is not used in the higher divisions. Nothing on Loki. Bad equipment on Wukong. The last time I used Wukong in CA, I equipped him with Sudarshana Chakra and Forest Runes. Wukong's strength is spamming his ultimate nuke skill as fast as possible and setting up the Abyss of Shadow circle. Fire runes are bad on Chiron. The crit chance bonus they provide does not help Chiron because, as his ultimate description reads, he does not deal crit attacks. Although it converts to max HP percentage for him, Chiron is better with lightning runes for his attack build. This team is just bad. Clearly, any remaining heroes that were slightly developed were thrown in to make a team. Now let's look at Mendum's teams. Already you can see more highly ascended and developed heroes. Although the battle results are already shown, it would have been clear to anyone in the past that Mendum was more likely to win. First team, mostly good Ninhursag build. IW2 needs to be either 4-4 or all of one color. 5-3 is inefficient. Dangjang and Moye are better off with Sudarshana Chakra and darker forest runes. As I said before, PvP battles are quick, so GNM's strength is going to be using their ultimate nuke, not their faster attack speed hits preceding the ultimate. Also, they're in the front line, so they need some form of defensive equipment. Oda should not have blue IW2 nodes. Either use yellow for more multi-hit damage or green for purely PvP purpose. Instead of Primal Totem and Torment, he needs to use Excitement. Pandora is not a good choice here. Speaking from experience, Pandora is not good at PvP. Mendum did do the right thing, however, by giving her defensive equipment. Good Western Queen build. Looking at the whole team, it could be better. GNM should be replaced with a tank, or someone who can support Oda in a way like Faust, Kamazaz, or Loki. Pandora should be replaced with a healer, or Freyja, who, as I have said, performs well with him. Team 2. Faust should have Panacea instead of Divine Fire and Culmination. Faust's ultimate deal extra damage based on his max HP, which Panacea increases. He should also have Sudarshana Chakra to further improve his ultimate's damage. Thor's Hammer is a last resort artifact for tanks, and few tanks can make good use of it. Almost great Typhoon build, but again with Thor's Hammer, Aegis Shield or Scarab Badge are better for Typhoon. Morrigan is good with Excalibur, good Lucifer, but needs to adjust his IW2 to one color, yellow or red. As I said, that mixed color IW2 is terrible. Underdeveloped Hela, but has proper equipment. Looking at the whole team, it looks mostly good to me, it just needs slight improvements. Hela goes in the middle of the back line, while Typhoon and Faust switch places with Morgan behind Typhoon and Lucifer behind Faust. Team 3. For Leonidas in PvP, I'd give him Pristine instead of Collective Fervor. Apollo is not ideal for PvP, but at least he has defensive equipment to protect him being in the front line. Artemis needs Fire Runes for crit chance rather than Lightning Runes. Good Susanoo build. Freyja needs Fanaticism and Embroilment instead of Supernova and Brighten. She needs Air Runes to use Bound Prey more often, or Forest or Earth Runes for defense if she's dying too fast. Lightning Runes are not the best for her. Looking at the whole team, it's not good. Although Freyja is empowering the others with Battle Rune, Leonidas is not IW600 to give the team a form of healing with no other direct healer. The team is too reliant on full offensive with no defensive backup plan. Team 4. Athena needs more development, but has proper equipment. Wukong needs more development. If he's going to be in the front line, equipping him with Yasakani Magatama and Air Runes is not ideal. He would need Sudarshana Chakra and Forest or Earth Runes. He might even need Aegis Shield or Scarab Badge instead, depending on his development. Tamemo needs more development, and she's never been a good hero for PvP. The equipment could be better by using Air Runes instead of Dark ones. In a 6th Divinity node build, I would prefer Daji to use Formational Trance, Abyss, and Extraordinary, but the build here is fine. As Daji is one of the few heroes with 3 active skills, her best equipment is Yasakani Magatama and Air Runes. But Forest Runes are an okay substitute if she's too vulnerable in her team. Instead of Staff of Sharur, Amaterasu should be using Axe of Pengu. Looking at the whole team, it is bad. Amaterasu has no protection with Morrigan, and everyone seems like they will die quickly. Daji is the most developed hero here, but there is no support to keep her or anyone else alive. Now, let's look at their battles.
My heart is refreshed after a good fight. Embarrassing. I will be denied.
The elixir of life is all around me.
My heart is refreshed after a good fight.
Lori won the first round on the Oda team alone. Lori's strategy depended on having that team kill as many teams as possible while leaving the remaining enemies for her weaker teams. Her Oda team has 4 Div 2 heroes and is better synergized than Mendham's. Round 1 was in her favor. A Western Queen did die in the second battle. It did mention that putting her in the front line without defensive equipment would result in this happening. Susanoo did a great job of carrying the team while Oda was building up to his ultimate Demon Lord. For the next 3 rounds, Lori's Oda team did not have as much luck as the first round, which led to her strategy of using one strong team collapse. Let's look at round 2.
Good. Now, let's plunder.
My heart is refreshed after a good fight.
Victory! You all fought bravely.
Burn away the impure!
Don't hold a grudge, darling.
This king rules for another day.
As I noted, Ares isn't really suited for PvP, and him being the main damage dealer wasn't enough to kill Typhon. Instead, Amaterasu only managed to kill Faust. Notice that after Lori's Oda team fell, the rest of her teams fell to Mendham's second team, which I noted was a well-built team. Let's look at round 3.
I shall destroy all. Continue to fight.
Good. Now, let's plunder.
Burn away the impure! My heart is refreshed after a good fight. Feel the fire of the fallen.
Oblivion.
Burn away the impure!
Victory! You all fought bravely.
Feel the fire of the fallen.
This king rules for another day.
Round 3 played out the same way as round 2. Let's look at round 4.
Done. Set. Continue the fight.
Good. Now, let's plunder.
The world belongs to the strong. Victory! You all fought bravely.
Feel the fire of the fallen.
All will perish.
May glory be with you all.
This king rules for another day.
Again, round 4 played out similarly. Let's look at round 5.
Ruled by fear and force. The fight.
The elixir of life is all around me.
Embarrassing.
I won't stop.
Good. Now, let's plunder. Good. Now, let's plunder.
Pay for that.
How dare you?
The world belongs to the strong.
Once again, Lori got lucky enough with her strong Oda team to carry the entire round, and like before, Western Queen died in the second battle from being in the front line. This was the first video of my series. Personally, I thought it took too long to develop. I'll seek ways to make the analysis faster next time, or just limit myself to one battle or meta team. Thanks for listening.